Trump purges 800 Obama leftover officials overnight in clean sweep after learning what they did. Trump is a drastically different president than his predecessor Barack Obama. Obama spent 8 years gutting our military. He reduced honorable soldiers to nothing more than his personal servants. He never showed them any respect. One of Obama's promises was to fix the Virginia under Obama. Many veterans died waiting for his promise to be fulfilled. That is finally changing thanks to President Trump, who is finally doing something about the problem. In November, Trump made a drastic decision overnight that will leave veterans cheering and liberals moaning. Obama treated the military with major disrespect and even went as far as to change the rules of engagement, which left our soldiers in a very dangerous position by leaving them virtually defenseless. He gutted our military and left it in as bad shape as was seen prior to World War II. On top of that, he released a number of dangerous terrorists from Guantanamo Bay and allowed Iran to develop nuclear capabilities. With all of this information, it is no wonder why our veterans despise Obama. But perhaps Obama's biggest FU to our military was his undelivered promise to fix the Virginia. Throughout 8 years of Hussein Obama's regime, hundreds of thousands of veterans would go on to be forgotten, dying while waiting to be treated at VA hospitals across the nation. Fortunately, we no longer have to worry about Obama because we have Donald Trump in office and he actually cares about our veterans and military personnel. President Trump is not only fixing the VA but is making Obama's corrupt VA officials pay the ultimate price for their negligence. In a shocking move that happened overnight, it was reported that 500 VA employees have just been terminated, and an additional 200 have been suspended. The Gateway Pundit reported. The Department of Veterans made public a list of employee terminations, demotions, and suspensions. It has expressed that this list be updated weekly in an effort to add more transparency to the department following Congress's push to increase the scope of power by the VA secretary. President Trump expressed his frustration with the VA back on the campaign trail, stating that the VA was probably the most incompetently run agency in the United States. The bulk of firings were directed at lower-level VA workers, such as housekeepers and food service workers, after learning that initial oversight was not implemented. Many of these employees were discovered to be felons, sex offenders, or generally incompetent. This has led to poor care, and at times death from neglect, for our veterans. VA Secretary David Shulkin wrote a statement claiming he is doing everything in his power to hold VA employees accountable. The Stars and Stripes reports that a list was posted online over the weekend containing the date and type of disciplinary actions for the 800 employees that President Trump is cracking down on. Stars and Stripes reported. Veterans and taxpayers have a right to know what we're doing to hold our employees accountable and make our personnel actions transparent, VA Secretary David Shulkin said in written statement. Posting this information online for all to see, and updating it weekly, will do just that. The list, posted online Friday, contained the occupation, VA region, the date and type of disciplinary action for approximately 800 VA employees disciplined since January 20. For privacy reasons, the VA is not posting employees' names. The initiative is part of the new VA Office of Accountability and Whistleblower Protection that Trump created in April with an executive order. Navy and Air Force veteran Peter O'Rourke is directing the office and advising Shulkin on the discipline of VA managers and employees. Shulkin gained more firing authority after Trump signed legislation June 23 establishing more repercussions and a faster firing process for VA employees. Trump, Shulkin, and many veterans and supporters of the legislation said the new rules would allow the VA to root out poor-performing employees and a perceived culture of corruption in the department. We no longer have to suffer Obama, and thank goodness we have a leader who is looking out for the American people's best interests. Obama spent 8 years trying to tear our country down and made some great progress. Now that he is gone, our veterans can get the respect and care that they deserve.